Everyone, welcome back to ASX Market Watch and charting trend signals around the world. Guys, thank you very much for joining me today. I'm extremely excited to be talking about the stock market today. Why is that? Because we tend to believe that 3 out of 4 stocks will follow the overall market, and it's just a great way to determine which way your overall market is going. Like, we look at the All Ordinaries, the S&P 500, the FTSE, so all of these markets, it's great to determine which way they're heading because it sort of determines which way 3 out of 4 stocks within those markets might be heading as well. So fantastic stuff. Really quickly, we will start straight away down under Australia, and we're going to make it very easy, guys. Over the last couple of weeks, we've just been watching this sideways movement unfold. Like, if you wanted to check out what we had been calling, we called a short-term downtrend there, called a downtrend there. And yeah, basically a very short-term uptrend here, but that has now been the bottom of the market so far. Now, apart from that, guys, what we're waiting for a new entry signal is a close above this particular bar here. So that's around 4,470 on the All Ordinaries at the moment. The reason we're wanting a close above that is because of this single bar here. As you can see, it starts low, goes up throughout the day, closes low. This means that there are sellers at and around this level who are willing to come in and push the market down and sell at those prices. So that is just something that we need to be aware of when we're trading. And yeah, apart from that, we're currently seeing higher troughs at the moment. And yeah, that is potentially a good sign. However, we wait for the confirmation of the signal, and that would be a trade above that level. It's always best to wait for confirmation and not speculation, basically. So very simple stuff there. Next up, the S&P 500 really quickly have so far called a very short-term entry signal around this level, around 1235 on the S&P 500, and have also called a lot of resistance at the trend line there. So trend lines will tend to give you your medium-term resistance, and basically that's what we're looking at the moment. If the market does break out above that, that'll be a much stronger sign. Currently still in that short-term uptrend. If it breaks down below this level here, then that would be a failure of that signal. So that would be my sort of short-term and exit signal at that point there. So yeah, it's a bit dicey at the moment just because there is a lot of resistance at the moment. However, yes, if we got a short-term entry signal, and that's what we called. So until then, yeah, we're just waiting to see which way it's going to break out, because as you can see, we've got a little beautiful triangular pattern. If it does break out to the upside, then that's going to be happy days, because yeah, that's traditionally what you see out of a breakout trading, and it's forming very nicely. So yeah, just wait for that breakout, wait for confirmation, not speculation. What a trendy little saying that is. Really quickly, the FTSE, as you can see, crossed the trend line, so that's a trend change right there. Guys, really quickly, a lot of you will be able to pick this up already. We already got our short-term entry signal there. It's still flirting around that same level, and again, it really could go either way. It just shows you how uncertain the markets are at the moment. We've still got that triangular pattern. If it breaks out to the downside, that's bad. Obviously, if it breaks out to the upside, that's good, especially if you're trading long, obviously. Now, apart from that, guys, what do we got here? Long tail. So, and another long tail here. So these long tails mean that there are buyers at and around 5,400, and that's exactly that's basically a good sign for that. There aren't yeah, see, and again, we've got sort of, yeah, so there's still resistance. That's why it's like consolidating in this area. We just got all these sort of long tails to the upside here, long tails to the downside here. So yeah, it's just really consolidating in this area. Wait for a breakout, and potentially the market will continue in the area that it breaks out. I hope that makes sense. As I said before, potential up, potential down. Wait for confirmation, not speculation. And what have we got next? Let's check out, well, we could look at Japan. And again, like in Japan, called oh yeah, so basically in Japan, very simple stuff, called a short-term downtrend with a close below this level here, and that's exactly what we've got. So we did get a close below that level. The market is still currently in a short-term downtrend and a medium-term downtrend. As you can see, there's your trend line there, another trend line there, and so far a steeper trend line on a short-term basis. the 9,000 to 9,200 level, that would be a trend reversal for me. But at this point, it still remains in that downtrend for the Nikkei, guys. And that's just a very simple trend line technology there. So very simple trend line method. Really not rocket science in any way, shape, or form. Really quickly, the Shanghai Composite is, where is it consolidating right now? It's consolidating at the trend line, as markets will tend to do. These little boxes here, that's what we called an uptrend. That's what we called a downtrend, another downtrend, and another downtrend, and that's where the market had tended to go, which is very handy. All based on very simple analysis, guys. Keep it simple, it's the best way to be. Obviously a little breakout at that point there, another little breakout, a little zigzag pattern down, a little lower peak and a lower trough. That tends to signal lower prices there as well. So if the market does close above this level, then about 2,600, that would be possibly a short-term entry signal. On a longer-term basis, guys, would be looking for a little zigzag pattern up that went over about 2 months or more. Really simple, not rocket science in any way, shape, or form. Does not take a rocket science degree to do this sort of stuff. It's a line on a chart. So simple. And I mean, really, that potentially is the world from a chartist's point of view. We've looked at Asia, we've looked at the Western world. I hope that all makes sense, and it's just really simple. A great way of looking at it. Waiting for a bit of confirmation on the charts. And until then, I will see you next week, and I cannot wait to see what happens this week and how the stock market unfolds. Have a great week, guys. Happy trading until then. Bye for now.